Taz, as you come around the corner there, you see something coming down the corridor slowly. With a 14, Tornus with a 14, you take a lick. Laz, you see this. The taste buds tell you, bird, mammal, feathers, some sort of, it can't be right. You swear you can taste owl. While you're tasting for the owl, Gnarls, Taz.
Guys, there's another Yeti.
That's a good question. Depends. As you've walked in, you've come to an interesting sight. What you saw, you weren't sure at first, but it looks like columns and then stuff hanging from the ceiling. As you walk in, you're getting a better look. There's probably about 5 or 6 people hanging upside down, frozen from the ceiling. They're not caught in a web. It looks like something's thrown them up there, and they're hanging, all with their arms doused towards the floor.
What's holding them up?
Yes, you look up, and it I guess at first glance, it just looks like ice.
It's just ice.
Yeah, and the only other thing you could think of is maybe magic. But yeah, you also don't smell any glue or anything, so you're not sure, maybe there might just not be a lot there. It's the best you could get, other than it may actually be ice that's holding them up. But you wonder, how could it have gotten there?
Weird magic. Now, you were about to say I recognized one of them?
You kind of turn around, as you're looking at the ceiling, and come face to face. And it kind of scares you. This ghastly open. But you realize this person's not clad in winter clothing. Up and down, it's a sailor's uniform. All of them are, or a couple of them are. You're not sure who it was. It looks like a couple people from the ship. And a few other winter-clad individuals. A mixture. The arcane wizards and some of the men from your...
Interesting.
Now, is there anything anyone does when Taz goes, there's a Yeti? Gnarls, you would hear that.
When I hear her whisper, I'm going to spin around slowly, draw my wand, and prepare Witch Bolt, and just try to see out with my dark vision what she's looking at.
And Lazarine, going into this cave, actually puts his shield away and is going to switch to a halberd and cast a light on it, so to light up the area. And then once he hears Taz, will start walking that way and do the same thing.
Now this light's pretty bright. What's the feed on it?
It's bright light in a 20-foot radius, and then dim light for another 20. So 20-foot bright, 40-foot dim.
Now your token should be emitting light.
Oh, there it is.
Shoo! Cavern lights up. Light bouncing off the icened walls as your halberd gleams. All of you see this light. And I think other people were saying other things too, I can't remember, but at least in reaction to that, the Yeti's gonna look up and immediately sees the light. Taz, you notice that the Yeti has noticed that. And Tornus, I know you've got your wand, right? I don't want to forget anything, sorry guys. Wand, and then, okay. What would you guys like to do? You notice it sees the light and it's looking, it turns, so it sits there, and it just, and it knows the light, and it kind of moves its legs backwards, and it fills that cavern, that walkway, with its arms stretched out, just goes, and it stands there.
Probably shouldn't have done that. My bad, guys.
Friends?
I have an idea. And I'm gonna pull the Yeti pelt out, and I'm gonna wrap myself up in it, and I'm gonna try to remember, like all my days, how Yeti makes a mating call.
Okay. All right. Totally doable. Yeah, you throw on Give me a performance, a deception, or honestly a persuasion check for this, unless you believe there's something else that could aid you in this.
Well, I mean, those are all like my worst things.
Making it.
Oh,
How's
15.
intelligence?
I'll take a 15.
Oh, 15. So, orcs are, some say descendant from the Yetis, and thus some say your ancient rituals for taking a girl out or guy have transformed. It must be the same, descended from your ancestors as the Yetis. All of you begin to see Gnarls begin scratching his armpits, coming up. How would you like to act out this mating call as you come into view of the?
So I got the Yeti pelt like wrapped up over my head. So it just kind of looks like I'm a smaller version of the Yeti as I kind of just stomp around, making as much noise as I possibly can. I just start making these like Yeti mating noises, like.
Don't stop.
Prestigiate, make him smell like a Yeti as well.
Ooh, go ahead.
And can I use thaumaturgy
In addition-
to make it a little louder?
Yeah.
Kind of in the background.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll add just some pluses then. So with the performance, we'll say now instead of rolling a 15, with all that, we'll say you've rolled a 20. As you're dancing, and this Yeti, it likes what it sees, but it's not impressed. It even goes, it's a handsome Yeti, but all of a sudden, your yelling gets much louder. Ooh, much like a much bigger Yeti. Ooh, and he likes that. Ooh, does he like bigger Yetis? And not only does that, now you smell like one too. And he sits there and he kind of squats down. His left leg is jumping up and down, and its eyes are getting really big. And it kind of crawls, and it's coming up. And
I'm gonna try to lead it out of the cave while telling everybody to kind of like stay back. And when I get to a certain point of leading out of the cave, I'm gonna send them some kind of a signal that they should attack it from behind.
as you're pulling it out, oh God. As the Yeti's moving towards the door, I should say, as you're walking backwards, you do notice one thing. I'll say that happens before, before you want to do something. It does look back, probably about here. And it looks back down the walkway, and it looks back at you. Looks back down the walkway, looks at you, and it kind of takes a couple steps, and it looks nervous. It's looking back.
My ration out. Now I'm gonna start eating it. Because it's that other Yeti, so it's like some Yeti meat. So I'm like just ripping it. I'm just tossing little pieces of it, and as I walk further out towards the mouth of the cave.
Oh, doing that, yeah. Then, yeah, it more or less follows you. Then right after that, it would have done so, but the hesitation is now gone. But you notice the hesitation. Where you go ahead and move your guy, and I'll put the Yeti next to him, and because you're pretty much able to drag him out wherever you'd like. So if you're trying here, okay, so like right about there?
Yeah, and right when he gets right about there, that choke point right there, I'm gonna like turn around and yell at everybody else. Get him now! Attack!
It looks confused. It holds out its claws like you. It holds its heart. Tears form. Everyone roll for initiative. Except you guys, of course, are going to get a surprise round. Jumping at it from the behind.
Can I cast Speak with animals on myself?
Yes, you may.
Then I do just that.
And you can do that. That happens in the surprise round before anyone hits it. In case that's not where you guys want to take it. And then Tornus, where are you? I had to delete. You guys did it right. I had to do some. I have to add a couple of you. But you guys did it right. There we go. All right. Taz, you go ahead and cast that. Laz, what would you like to do on your surprise round? This won't count for your regular turn when combat starts. You notice Taz, though, has casted a animal talking.
Speak with animals.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. So you notice this. She huffs the same yellow flowers before and speaks the same druidic chant. What would you like to do while you have a moment before combat?
I will draw. Okay, I'll cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action, and I'll cast it like down here, kind of like out of the Yeti's view, and then hold my action, just kind of hold my halberd, and if it makes any aggressive move towards me, then I'll hit it on its turn.
Check this out. Here, everybody. You cast a spell and it floats next to you.
So yeah, I'll just have that ready. See what Taz is gonna do.
Now you can control it. You sit there as this spell casts and wait. Tornus, what would you like to do during this? Right before you guys engage, you have like a round. You can even use it for a sneak attack, or not sneak, for a surprise attack.
I think I'm gonna take a couple steps back, and just ready witch bolt if anything wrong happens, I guess. And then I'll enter.
You ready witch bolt, and you're welcome, and that will be casted whenever you give the word. Plus, so you hold that, preparing. Now, Taz, what would you like to do with your, now that you have speak with animals casted? What would you like to do?
Like to, if I can, see what it's saying and maybe try to talk to it a little bit.
At first, what you hear as it's speaking as this cast spell is, it's pretty much going, well, you like where it's cold. Oh, okay, but it's a lot warmer in here, and I hope Soffel is okay. You don't care, Soffel. Soffel, woman. Which one do I choose? Oh no. It's what it's saying, and you also hear it say, I hope those hunters aren't out there.
Mr. Yeti?
Upon hearing this, it stops, and you see it slowly turn around, and you can see its teeth out of its head as it takes a step forward, and it looks at you directly. You kind of sees Tornus in the back, Laz to the right. You guys aren't really trying to hide, but it focuses on you, Taz, and it's heavy breathing. Although no heat comes out of the mouth. You can see the muscles. You can see the scars. You can see the hunger in its eyes. You can see it is tired.
Mr. Yeti, is this your home? If so, we're sorry that we intruded.
It is not my home. You wouldn't hurt. Intrude. My home, no. He puts his arms out and goes, he's kind of doing sign language towards you. And he puts his arms out like an owl and goes, owl. And this, I think the word for a name, Soval. Home. Protector. Against spirits. Against hunters. Against you. Why you no kill me yet? And once again, this is all in sign language.
Well, a very nice elk told us also about these hunters. And we want, well, at least I do, I want to try and get rid of them.
You rid of hunters? But you hunter, are you not?
No, absolutely not. Laz, put your sword away.
Lazarine will sigh and pull the halberd on his back and drop the spell. He's gonna pull out the shield though.
No hunter. You healer. He's still talking to you, Taz. You save against evil. Against the white elk.
Is the white elk evil?
He kill most. of my friends. He hurt my protector. I must save my protector. All who follow the moose never return. Hunter or me, like, are you here to help?
Yes. Are you talking protector? Do you mean Soval, or how you said it earlier?
Yes, Soval. I show you this way. He starts walking.
Come on, guys.
I just didn't look about that.
Wait, so we're not going to kill the Yeti?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, lead on. Gnarls, excellent performance, by the way. I was enraptured.
Oh, thank you. You experimented a little in my age.
As you're all talking, coming around the corner.
Don't we all? No, you're good.
And as you chuckling amongst yourselves, you come around the corner in this larger cavern, kind of sitting down and in the back, up against the wall, surrounded by, see the top of it seems to have been cut. A piece of the beak has been broken off. As you kind of scan down, look more at this creature, it yells out as you walk in. It's vicious. But you see the Yeti. Ooh, do more sign language. Friends. And Taz, you notice he says, friends, not hunter. No white moose. Now, he can't. You see the owlbear is not moving its arms. It's kind of holding itself. It doesn't do the sign language back. Upon better further look, you can see that it's got pieces of crystal that same on its shoulder, on its chest. There's a big wound up across its belly that seems to have gone green. And this owlbear just kind of sits and And the Yeti looks back at all of you, and specifically you, Taz, in sign languages. Snowball, protect her. Hurt bad, won't heal.
I'm gonna go up and just kind of. I'm here to help.
No, and you hear this voice all of a sudden, only to you. No one helps anyone out here. We're all raised to fend for ourselves. Which means you cannot be from around here. My ears tell me you're a human. I can see it in your eyes. Strange, you wear the same clothing as those wizards did. At least when we found them. You don't have the same demeanor. You also don't. You're also not dead. Why are you here in my veil? What bad luck has come across you?
I think that maybe we should get you a bit better, and then we can have a little chat. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level if that works.
Yes, go ahead.
While she's doing that, can I tell if it's diseased at all?
Make a medicine check, but I will give you a preemptive hint. I should say, judging from the view, yes, it seems like there is the wound, and maybe it is sick. You're not sure why, and getting close, you try not to touch the crystals, but you have a feeling that might be something to do with it. You feel that when you've seen, once again, the spores used by wizards to fight the clerics of Tempest sometimes, they can spread and usually kill their hosts a 10-day later.
Yeah, Lazarine will sigh and just, I guess we're helping this thing now. And he'll walk up slowly, holding his hands up, and then, so there's like a green sliced area. He's gonna cast Lesser Restoration on that and try to focus on the disease and try to clean the wound.
You go up to it and cast this spell and utter a prayer to Tempest. And the green, if you look down, blue from your fingertips, like energy runs up along the bones in your fingers, along your fingertips, into the fur of Snowball, slowly tracing over the green that lines the cut, the wound. And you begin to see the green fade into a blue, going from a poisonous gangrene state to one of just a bruise. Snowball takes this along with the 10. The 10 cures some of those open wounds that the green surrounded previously, and even a couple of the crystals shake off. Snowball looks at us. How strange. I feel alive again. My claws, my beak. Oh, my beak may always seem to be like this scar of that blight on my land. Why are you helping me? I am a stranger to you, a beast, an animal. Why help a dying creature when you obviously yourselves are now at this point much worse off than I am? I am in my element.
Can we all understand Snowball?
Yes, he is speaking common, which is very rare for a owlbear. I can tell you're looking at me strange, gnome. Do you not understand the words that come from my mouth? Or are you not used to a creature being able to speak with such intelligence?
Definitely the second of your points. I don't often meet many talking animals. Even Taz hasn't quite that skill yet.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong to find it strange. I wasn't always like this. I once had ignorance. Bliss, I tell you. That would have just died. Fortunately, I now have a will to live. Now I know what life and death means. No, I was awakened, in case you were wondering. The same thing that awakened the moose awakened me. Do not fret, though. Not follow the teachings of the voice. I was too far strong. I do not know what power, but all I remember is some woman's voice trying to take hold of me as I saw the world through a new set of eyes. Maybe it's the owl in me, but some gut feeling, some animalistic instinct left in me told me this was bad news. After that, my Yetis were slaughtered.
Tell me, Snowball, does the name Ariel ring any kind of bell to you? Or excuse my human or my gnomish turn of phrase. Do you recognize that name?
I cringe. That name is too familiar. It is burned into my brain. I did not know what to think of it. But it was a name. That's what I heard. After all, I thought it was magic. Yes. Ariel did come into my head. All of you begin also seeing Laz is, during this conversation, knocking off the crystals off the back of Snowball. Snowball Laz is is enjoying, is now freeing up his shoulders and is now moving a little bit around the cave on like a regular owlbear would when it's speaking to all of you. It says, "It is good to see none of you have come under her spell. And trust me, I would know. Those who do are not the same. They are something else. At least I hope that's true. I didn't want to kill my friends. I really hope I didn't do it in vain."
We've seen what happens.
Snowball, you asked earlier why we came to you and why we're helping. We seek shelter in these dangerous lands, and it's always good to have friends. We're no friend of Ariel either. In fact, I think I speak for all of us saying that we'd like to put an end to any of the evil that she's brought about. What say you to this? Would you help us in our mission to escape these lands?
My friend, I am sorry to say I may not be as much help as that. I've never left Icewind Dale myself. However, you are not the first humans to come my way. In my years of unawakenedhood, these realms this land itself, this vale, was famous for its hunters. The deadly men from the village of Lonelywood, I believe it is now called. I don't know how I know that, but I know a lot more ever since my awakening. There is a human settlement southeast of here, and he points in a certain direction that would indicate southeast. Naturally, he says, and he goes, "They used to hunt back before the blizzard hit Icewind Dale. Now nobody goes out anymore. No one is in the snow. No hunters have been here for months. Now there I can take you. I can show you there. I don't know how strong I am to show you the way, but I can do what I can, at least to repay this. If that is enough. I do wish I could offer more."
You've offered more than enough.
What about
These
snacks?
are kind words.
Can we
Snacks?
get some food? Yeah, can we get some, not the dog, could we get some food too?
Oh, I started looking for snacks on the page. I see what you're saying. Some food. He goes, "Tornov." Sorry, I'm not Tornov. He goes, "Tornave. Go and see if we have anything left over. Not human. There should be some frozen deer still in there somewhere." Tornanu goes, bows, walks back. All of a sudden, bringing forth, she's dragging an elk behind her in the snow, kind of drags and drops it, and goes, and Snowball says, "I feel you may be more adept collecting what you need from that carcass than we would be able to do for you. But as this happens, Tornavu is going to take her claw and cut the stomach skillfully, almost like a hunter herself, and begins the process for Yarls, or whoever does it, to where it might be easier. Snowball says, "I won't be able to lead you myself." Goes, "When you are ready, we can walk. It's a long way, but I should be able to get you at least close enough to where you can handle yourself. I should be able to make it that long."
I may need to rest if we're gonna be going after hunters or elks or whatever else. Kind of used up my magics.
No one's been in this cave except for us for a while. You are all welcome to rest for as long as you need. Unfortunately, it does not matter in Icewind Dale how long you sleep. The sun hasn't come out in months. There's no waiting for daylight. At this point, all of you have rested. You're gearing your stuff up, strapping on your clothes. You're you actually kept quite dry in this cavern, and you're all, prepared to go. Snowball kind of gets him and goes, I cannot go with you. But Torvana, you can show them, right? And Snowball kind of falls and goes. Torvano kind of does some hand gestures and then goes back to you, Taz, and does some more hand gestures, and Snowball says, Torvano will lead you. I want to stay back here. But the way is not far. And he looks up at Torvano and says, we're back to you guys. Says, thank you again, my friends. If you're ever in this part of the Vale, please, I always use my cave as home. I wish I could come with you. It does not seem I will be able to survive. Take great heed. Be careful. You've seen what Auril can do. Find a way to leave this place before you fall to her trap. If it's even possible anymore. Now go. Live on for the rest of us. Torvanu's gonna stand next to you, Gnarls. Holding your hand, wanting to. Guides you all out of the cave. Just to the outside. However, upon exiting the cave mouth, all of you are come to the site of something you was not there before. In the clearing, where the trees are, throw them in here, before you is a tall, slender, white elk with ivory antlers. Standing there, it looks at all of you. And now you can hear in your minds, all of you can hear. I see. You took the same path as the others. That is very unfortunate. And then it starts taking a couple steps. And then you see as the fur falls away and the antlers give, then some sort of illusion that falters down onto the ground like a cloak made of silk. As revealed, standing before you, hunched, smaller in size, is a man, a seer. He appears with a woven tight white beard that sags in the wind. These pelts you see that made of moose fur, cover, stitched, and an ivory staff besides him. Breathes and it says, "This is most unfortunate. Arwell will be very displeased. She personally wanted your heads, all of them. She wanted to be back inside. At least that's what she told me. It's a pity. But it seems she will be inside of corpses." Appearing out from behind, pushing through the trees, two hulking, ice-riddled bears with pieces of ice shards shooting out the backs, shooting out of their backs, come hulking forward besides this person. But there's more.